92.7 WOBM. Good morning. Shawn Michaels with you. And joining me right now is Dr. Jamie Kaufman. We're going to be talking about the acid reflux diet, reflux in general, something that's affecting millions around the world. Good morning, doctor. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Shawn. It's very nice for you to have me on.
The name of the book is The Acid Reflux Diet. Let's first begin, though, by defining what reflux actually is for those who are like, I think I know what you're talking about.
Well, first of all, reflux has gotten so big it's almost invisible. Imagine that thought. It probably affects half of Americans. So we're talking about 100 plus, 125, 150 million Americans. Reflux is a word that literally means backflow. That's all it means, backflow. And it's backflow from the stomach into the esophagus, which is the swallowing tube, and that's what most people know about heartburn and indigestion, which is esophageal. But it's also it can be coming out your ears. So it's in the nose, it's in the sinuses, it's in the ears, it's in the throat, in the voice box, and most seriously, it's in the lungs too.
Yeah. Now, what would be the symptoms if someone thought, just severe a heartburn, indigestion? What would be some of the symptoms that you would talk about?
I want you to know that we've researched this, and we found out that heartburn is actually only the sixth most common symptom of reflux. So we're talking about postnasal drip, chronic throat clearing, hoarseness, a sensation of a lump in the throat, difficulty swallowing, and difficulty breathing, as well as choking episodes. Indeed, for people who have allergies and sinus problems and asthma, a lot of you actually just have reflux.
Wow. All right. So now if you've defined, now we diagnose, what are ways to treat it or preventing it that you would talk about?
Well, I'm 68 years old, and in my lifetime we've gone from mother cooking dinner at home with everything that was local to fast food, a lot of chemicals, a lot of preservatives, a lot of soft drinks. And so add to that the fact that Americans tend to eat less breakfast and lunch and then refuel for the day in the evening when they get home from work or from working out. So it's a combination of what we eat and drink and what time we eat it. The biggest problem for most people with reflux is they eat dinner too late or they snack before bed.
Really? And that just having that food in your system and then laying down, that's a problem, right?
Yeah, if you ask me what are the big four, if I only had four things to say to you, Shawn, number one would be close the kitchen at 8. If you close the kitchen at 8, your snoring is going to get better, your sleep apnea is going to get better. I had a woman who worked for me whose child had asthma, and I said, stop giving bedtime snack, and the asthma went away. So number one is close the kitchen at 8. Number two is stop drinking soft drinks. All of them have too much acid. My first book, Dropping Acid, is all about acid and acid and acid and acid causing trouble. And so that's a big issue for many people. Never go to bed drunk or with a big buzz. You're going to reflux all night that night. And then finally, with a sort of a national dialogue about what's healthy eating, mine sounds so simple. Eat lean, clean, green, and alkaline. And that's really what my stuff is about.
That sounds like, you simplify it and it makes sense. Let's look at the book itself. The book is called The Acid Reflux Diet. It also includes vegan and gluten-free recipes. These are, I guess, ways for you to cook and to make things more, better for your system, right?
Well, they're lean, clean, green, and alkaline. They're all pH balanced. None of them are acidic. We figured, so many people are gluten-free. I mean, about 30% of the American population says they are or they're trying. I am personally. And so we figured, why not just put the cleanest recipes in? You can always roast a chicken. In fact, there are chicken and fish recipes in there. Lean, by the way, is not too much red meat. We're learning more and more about trans fats, and even after trans fats are taken off the market in 2018, too much milk, too much cheese, too much beef these are probably not so good. So nothing wrong with having a steak or a hamburger, but you just can't be having or shouldn't be having it every day.
And these are a lot of recipes here that are really easily laid out with ingredients, steps to put them together, also the calories, serving size. So you pretty much have it laid out here, front to back when it comes to the recipes.
Well, this is what people have asked us for. We're not suggesting that people go vegan. But if you want to have a really, really, knock your socks off first course, one of my favorites is to listen to this: roasted cauliflower and watercress miso chowder. Yes, it's a complicated recipe. That's one of the few. However, having got some miso and learned how to make this, it is absolutely spectacular. In fact, if I make it and serve it in the evening, I'll take the rest of it and have it at room temperature or out of the refrigerator for lunch the next day. So, the recipes are designed to be the kind of thing that would fall into the lean, clean, green, and alkaline. They are the cleanest foods you can consume.
Yep, and you've even broken it down to different times of day. Entrees, dinner, lunch, breakfast. So soups. It's easy to do. The book is available Amazon.com, Barnes and Nobles, pretty much everywhere, right?
Yeah, I recommend most people who are looking for this. I actually have several books on reflux. The starter book is Dropping Acid, and if you just Google Dropping Acid, you'll find me. And then this new book is almost the advanced course. After you've put the fire out, what do you do for maintenance?
Yeah.
What do you do if you want to live to be a healthy old person without diabetes and obesity and reflux? So it's sort of a longevity diet. The first book, Dropping Acid, is about how to beat it. And the second, you know what it's like? It's like the first book is how to take the weight off, and the second book is how to keep it off.
There you go, Dr. Jamie Kaufman, and you can Google her for more information on all of her books and information. So very good, and hopefully, you take some of those simple tips she just mentioned today and start the road to getting that acid reflux down for you there. So thank you so much for being with us, Doctor.
Been a pleasure.